Well, it's called the warm body syndrome. We have a vacancy, we have to find someone to fill it, so we put 2 fingers on their wrist, and if we feel a pulse, that's good enough, we hire them. And I say to agencies, recruit the way football coaches do. Visit your high schools, visit your community colleges, your churches. Start recruiting people at a younger age and at an older age. And also make your community aware of the dignity and the promise and the fulfillment of the caregiving occupation. It's not because you go and say, oh, you have to be so patient. No, you have to be poised and skillful. And you need to obviously like to work with people. But the other part of that equation is that people need to like to work with you.
It seems to me that too often we take somebody who's really good at direct care and put them in a situation where they have no training and background and expect them to do as good a job there as they did at another level. I think we expect people to just learn by osmosis. It's like, we'll just, you know, pick up the pace and do what needs to happen. And so I think in part, the support structures aren't in place at all levels of an agency. And I guess by that I mean, you know, if you hire your administrator, you know, to do PR work and they're not really related to the rest of the agency, you know, they're just doing the budgeting and the PR work and don't really know what's going on the line, that's a problem. It's too disjointed, it's too separated. And the same for the managers. I think another thing that happens is that managers end up put in a situation where they're constantly putting out fires. They're responding to the next emergency. They're trying to figure out, you know, who to write up, who not to write up, what's going to, you know, and it loses something in the translation. You know, everybody forgets to focus on the person that we're actually serving and get tied up in their own little job description, for want of a better thing. So I think in terms of you know, some of the things that Roger's curriculum is very clear about the kinds of values we should have. And I think what we do is we lose those values. We just forget they're there and get tied up with what's happening.
And a lot of people would agree with this one. In fact, some people do it. It's common sense. But to let people see what the job is, to take them through the facility and let them spend a little time in the job before you have that person commit to working there. It's, you know, caregiving and human services is for some people and it's not for others.